10 Little Ladybugs by Melanie Girth. Ten little ladybugs sitting on a vine. Along came a butterfly. Then there were 9. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 little ladybugs skipping on a gate. Along came a caterpillar. Then there were 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 little ladybugs looking up at heaven. Along came a bird. Then there were 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 little ladybugs resting on sticks. Along came a grasshopper. Then there were 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 little ladybugs flying near a hive. Along came a bumblebee. Then there were 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 little ladybugs sleeping by the shore. Along came a fish. Then there were 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little ladybugs climbing up a tree. Along came a turtle. Then there were 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 little ladybugs drinking up dew. Along came a duck. Then there were 2. 1, 2. 2 little ladybugs basking in the sun. Along came a frog. Then there was 1. 1 little ladybug sitting all alone. Along came a breeze. Then she was home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 little ladybugs. The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. It flies too high and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with others. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly by, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. One seed drifts down into the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. Finally, The wind stops and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep on the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still, and the mouse does not see it. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore. They are plants. First they send roots down into the earth. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big, fat weed. And it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants, and that little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally it too starts to grow into a plant. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun and springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along, and oh, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow any more. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. But what is happening? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them, then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flowers, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind. But the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pod opens. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind. The end. The tiny seed. Watch animals grow. Lambs. Let's see what this book's about. Oh, a mother sheep has a lamb. A newborn lamb is very weak. A lamb stands about 1 hour after birth. Then it learns to walk. A newborn lamb has 8 milk teeth. It drinks milk from its mother. Aw. A lamb's teeth grow strong in 4 to 5 weeks. Then the lamb can graze. Lambs live on a farm. They graze in a field called a pasture. Lambs stay close to other sheep. The sheep move in a group called a flock. Lambs are covered in hair. That hair is called wool. Lambs grow into adult sheep. They grow lots of wool. Wool grows fast. See how thick it is now? Oh my. The end. That was lambs. A Frog in the Bog by Karma Wilson. Illustrated by Joan Rankin. There's a frog on the log in the middle of the bog. A small green frog on a half-sunk log in the middle of the bog? He flicks one tick as it creeps up a stick. One tick in the belly of a small green frog on a half-sunk log in the middle of the bog? And the frog grows a little bit bigger. He sees 2 fleas as they leap through the reeds. One tick, 2 fleas in the belly of the frog on a half-sunk log in the middle of the bog. And the frog grows a little bit bigger. He spies 3 flies as they buzz through the skies. One tick, 2 fleas, 3 flies, oh my, in the belly of the frog on a half-sunk log in the middle of the bog. And the frog grows a little bit bigger. He glugs 4 slugs as they slink through the sludge. One tick, 2 fleas, 3 flies, oh my, 4 slugs, ew, ugh, in the belly of the frog on a half-sunk log in the middle of the bog. And the frog grows a little bit bigger. He inhales 5 snails from their heads to their tails. One tick, 2 fleas, 3 flies, oh my, 4 slugs, ew, ugh, and 5 slimy snails in the belly of the frog on a half-sunk log in the middle of the bog. What a hog, that frog! And the frog grows a little bit bigger. Then that log with the frog in the middle of the bog starts to rise, and the frog sees eyes. And the frog sees claws and a big set of jaws and a mouth like a crater, and the frog screams, "Gator!" With his mouth open wide, all the bugs inside start to crawl and fly and to slither and slide. Out come 5 snails from their heads to their tails. 4 slugs, ew, ugh, 3 flies, oh my. 2 fleas, dear me, and 1 tiny tick, ick. And right in the middle of his holler, that frog grows a whole lot smaller. "See ya later," says the gator as he romps through the swamp, 'cause the itty-bitty frog isn't big enough to chomp. Now, the bugs in the bog keep away from the frog, and the frog never sits on a half-sunk log. The end. A Frog in the Bog. One Grumpy Bruce. A Counting Book by Ryan T. Higgins. One grumpy bear. invited skunks. 1, 2. 3 mice throwing a party. 1, 2, 3. 4 geese helping. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 squirrels chattering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 turtles arriving slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 birds singing songs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 elephants ready to boogie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 porcupines wanting hugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 woodchucks chucking wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lots of animals having fun. And still one grumpy bear. The end. The Pony Twins. Two little ponies named Dapper and Gay trotted out of the barn on a fine summer day. They ran through the field to the edge of a wood and kicked up their hoofs just as high as they could. Then they lay in the grass and rolled over and over and nibbled the tops of the sweet-smelling clover. "Let's go to the orchard," said Dapper, "and see if we can't shake some fruit from the big apple tree." Gay pulled at the branches, then whickety-whack, a shower of apples came down on her back. The twins were so frightened they made a quick dash, bumping into the old meadow gate with a crash. The gate was locked tight, but they knew what to do. They lifted the bar and squeezed themselves through. Mr. Cat on the fence saw them race like a streak down the long dusty road that led to the creek. They played by the water till late in the day. Then they headed for home, but got lost on the way. Back in the barnyard, the kittens were mewing. What in the world can those ponies be doing? The ducks and the roosters soon spread the alarm. The ponies are missing. They're not on the farm. Then out of the barn rushed Danny and Sue. Call Sniffer, the hound dog. He'll know what to do. The hound started baying with all of his might. "We'll bring back the twins if it takes us all night." He followed the trail that led to the wood with Danny and Sue running fast as they could. Dapper and Gay heard them far down the river and hurried to meet them, their hearts all a-quiver. The twins were so happy they felt just like prancing, while Sue jumped with joy till her pigtails went dancing. From down in his pocket, Dan pulled out a treat, a carrot for each of the ponies to eat. "We're glad to be home," said the twins with a neigh, "and we promise we'll never again run away." The end. The Pony Twins. Sydney Star by Peter H. Reynolds. Sydney loved to build things. She made brilliant birdhouses, charming cheesecakes, and all sorts of wonderful inventions. Sydney was inspired by the world around her. One night, a bright star caught her attention. It sparkled gold and silver. Sydney wished she could just reach out and touch it, but she knew it was millions of miles away. A star! That's it, I'll build a remote control star. She made lots of sketches and miniature models. When her plans were done, she went to work. She tested, fine-tuned, fiddled, and tweaked until at last she was done. Standing back, Sydney pressed the remote control. Zoop. Ooh. The star flew up. It glowed and spun and sparkled in the twilight sky. Sydney decided to take her star to the student science fair. She hoped she'd win. The lucky winner would receive a blue ribbon and a beautiful telescope. Sydney waited to share her creation. One boy showed a clock that was powered by a potato. The crowd cheered. Sydney was impressed too. A girl wowed the crowd with her bubble-making bicycle. The crowd oohed and ahed, and so did Sydney. Finally, it was Sydney's turn. She took a deep breath and pushed her wagon onto center stage. The wheels squeaked loudly as the crowd slowly went silent. She stood tall and explained her invention and what it could do. Everyone in the crowd held their breath as Sydney pressed go. The star rose up, it spun and bounced. It flashed colors, it beamed like a lighthouse. Everyone cheered. Sydney smiled ear to ear and bowed her best bow. Then suddenly, the remote control made a rude burping sound and the star started floating away. Sydney yelled for the star to come back, but it was no use. The crowd began to laugh, then slowly went quiet. Sydney turned 4 shades of red as she sadly watched her star drift away. She left the student science fair having lost the contest and her star. She walked home along the beach. It was becoming foggy and dark. She walked faster. It started to rain. At the same time, somewhere out at sea, a boat struggled to find the shore and avoid the rocks. Captain Stilton was delighted to see the glow of a lighthouse in the distance. But was it a lighthouse? She rubbed her eyes and looked again. It was a star, a floating star, a flashing, floating, mechanical star. Captain Stilton was amazed to see a star flashing a message in Morse code. The message said, "Picked up a distress signal, came to help." Back on the dock near her house, Sydney pondered in the rain. Where could my star be? As she gazed out into the misty ocean, she saw a glow, a flashing. It grew bigger and clearer. Sydney couldn't believe her eyes. Floating near the shore was her star, and right behind it was a boat being safely guided to the dock. "Is that your star?" the captain asked when Sydney had finished jumping up and down with joy. "Yes, I made it," she squealed. Sydney and the captain chatted back and forth as Sydney led the way to her family's house. Her star followed. Sydney's family invited the captain to stay for dinner. Afterward, the captain thanked Sydney's parents. Then she turned to Sydney and said, "I'll be in touch." It had been an amazing day. Sydney was sure of that. So before she went to bed, she leaned out her window and looked up. And Sydney's star signaled a colorful, bright, starry good night. The end. Monster trucks. Rumble, roar. Here comes a monster truck. Monster trucks are pickup trucks with huge tires. Uh-oh, whose head is this?
It's green.
It's a green monster truck. You're right. Do you see those big wheels?
Yes.
My goodness.
And a red one.
Okay, ready? Some monster truck tires are taller than you. Oh my, look at that little boy. He's so little compared to that big truck. Monster trucks have a body. Artists paint bright colors and words on the body. Let's turn the page. Most monster trucks have their name painted on their body. This one is named Bigfoot. Oh, that's a good name for a monster truck, 'cause he got huge wheels. Monster trucks have big engines. An engine gives a truck its power.
That's it.
Monster trucks can crush cars. Oh my. Monster trucks can also race around the track. Oh, look at him. He's like flying through the air. Sometimes monster trucks break apart. This black truck is losing some of its body. Monster trucks leap over cars. This monster truck leaps 4 white cars. Wow. Oh, the end. That was fun. Monster trucks. How far is faith? By Amy Parker. Mama, little one whispered, where do you find faith? Is it far away? Mama looked out over the plains. That's a good question. Is it way far away, like the sun? No, Mama squinted at the sky. Not far away at all. Little one tugged on Mama's tail. Is it past those mountains over there? No, Mama answered with a grin, but it's strong enough to move them. Little one stopped and stared at those big mountains. He was quiet for a long while after that. Little one reached and reached. Is faith harder to get than these branches? Mama pulled down a limb for him. Oh no, easier than that. Does faith float like the clouds? Little one wondered aloud. Well, Mama thought a minute, just as you can see the promise of rain through the clouds, you can see the promise of God through faith. Well, is faith longer than this walk? As a matter of fact, it is, Mama said, nudging little one. Faith goes on forever. Does faith feel as good as this rain? Little one relaxed as the coolness rolled down his back. Mama closed her eyes. Even better. Is faith more funner than this? Well, yes, Mama joined in the fun. It can certainly make you happy. So, little one tilted his head at Mama. Faith is seeing God's promises like a cloud. It goes on and on forever, and it's funner than the mud? Mama giggled. I guess that's one way to put it. But where is it? Little one asked, stopping to catch his breath. Is faith farther than that old watering hole? Oh, little one, Mama smiled. Faith isn't far at all. She touched her trunk to little one's chest. It's here, right here in your heart. And in that moment, little one looked up at the sky and felt faith deep in his heart. He believed. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the reality of what is hoped for, the proof of what is not seen. The end. How far is faith?